Hi, this is DJ Radio Raheem, and you're in here with the Edge Lounge. And also, make sure you tune into my show each and every Monday on theedgeonair.com. And I'm here with Russel Howard. How you doing, Russell?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Tell everybody where you from, man.
I grew up in Texas, and I'm from North Carolina. So usually I start off conversations with howdy, so that when the inevitable y'all slips out, people are prepared.
Right. So how long you been playing acoustics?
Man, I've been. I graduated from school a few years back and immediately went into it. So it's about 6 years of just grinding. But yeah, it's been a lot of growth in 6 years. So I'm happy with where things are going.
Okay. So you on tour right now, or?
Yeah, I'm doing a little short tour. Played Madison last night. I'm here in Chicago tonight, and then a couple shows in the Southeast next week, and then up to New York and New Jersey and stuff.
Where you played at here in Chicago?
Uncommon Ground in Wrigleyville.
Wrigleyville?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice club, man.
Yeah, I like that place because it's this. Jeff Buckley once played a really famous show there when he was just starting out.
Right.
And so it's got some ghosts. It's cool.
How was the crowd? Was it a big crowd, nice crowd? At the last event that you?
Oh, last night was great. Yeah. I've ended up playing in Madison quite a bit, and but the club I've been playing at there closed down, so this was a new one last night. So I was waiting to see. It was a little further from downtown than the old one was, but yeah, lots of people showed up. It was fun.
Okay. Yeah. So what songs did you play at your set last night?
A lot of new stuff. This tour was originally supposed to be was booked, a few months ago, and was originally going to be we would be launching a new record, and stuff happens, so we're a little bit behind on that side of things. Mm-hmm. But it's coming along really well, and so I've been playing mostly the new stuff and just getting it dialed in, and getting it all ready for when the record comes out. And
so the song "City of Hearts," what made you re-release it again?
It was such a strong collection. And then I went back and I did these acoustic versions of it. Mm-hmm. that were even better in a lot of ways than the original. And I partnered with, and so I had those, and I was wondering what to do with them. And I partnered with a label last year to re-release that, and we packaged it all together and re-released it as one thing. And it was just an opportunity to get it out to more people and to push the boundaries on it a little further. I had released it the first time on my own, just completely by myself, mm-hmm. sending emails, night and day. And, I had gotten it as far as I could by myself. And
right.
So
you needed that extra push.
Exactly. And so combining those two projects, we called it a double EP because it was an acoustic side and a full band side. And so that was a great opportunity. I got on the road with some cool acts and kind of pushed it out a little further, and now that's kind of set us up for this full length, this big record that we're working on right now. Okay. Hopefully will be out soon.
So who have you opened up for? Have you opened up for anybody big that's in the industry? Or?
Yeah, especially the last couple of years have been really cool. I've played a couple one-offs with like the Lumineers I played with, and Sister Hazel I toured a bunch with them. I toured with Howie Day mm-hmm. This last year. Tony Luca, the Voice favorite, who just released a new record too. A bunch of guys. I'm kind of blanking. It's been really cool, and kind of doing like little 3 or 4 dates with each. and just kind of, sowing seeds out there, getting ready for
what's about to happen.
Push. Exactly.
Is there anybody that you want to work with in the industry that you haven't already?
Man, in terms of playing live shows with, there's too long a list to even get into. Man, I have so much respect on kind of behind the console for two guys, Rick Rubin, who has done everything under the sun and somehow makes everything sound amazing.
Amazing.
Any genre, he just brings the artist out in everybody. So he's a big inspiration. His whole career and his whole deal is an inspiration to me. And then on the other side of it, from a more kind of geeky technical aspect, there's an engineer producer, Daniel Lenoir, he did some U2 stuff, and he's been a little more behind the scenes on a lot of great records, but he's kind of the more geeky side of it. And so in terms of making music, recording in the studio, someday I'd love to work with either of those guys.
Have you ever thought about incorporating some hip hop or something into one of your acts or something like that?
Yeah, this record is a bit of a departure, the one that we're working on. Mm-hmm. It's still centered in what I do, which is singing and playing the guitar, but in terms of, there's a lot more. We've played everything on like a real drum set, mm-hmm. but just the way that we've treated it and distorted some of the sounds and stuff, the beat on the first song sounds in some ways more like a hip hop beat than anything I've ever done.
Really?
Certainly.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think it's all about, if I was going to collaborate with somebody, it's all about the unique situation. And that goes for anybody in any genre. If it's clicking and it's something cool is happening, then totally yes. And if there's any sort of then no.
Resistant,
because you just gotta go with what moves you, what sounds good, that was one decision. So this new record is kind of on a label that I'm helping to co-found, and we're one of the decisions we made is don't do anything unless it's the right thing, and it can take as long as you need it to take.
Right.
As long as it's the right thing and it's as good as you can make it, that's all that matters. Because I think there's a lot of, especially as an independent artist, you get caught up in doing just getting in the hustle of trying to make it work on a daily basis, mm-hmm. and that that'll move the ball down the field, but you're not gonna get to the end zone for a long time.
Right.
So we're being really thoughtful about every little move and just making sure everything is pristine before it's out the door.
Any titles or anything for the new album that's
the first song is called Believe Her.
Okay.
And I'll play that here in a minute. And most of the songs have made their way into the live set, and just getting them dialed in.
If you had a chance to name the album, what would it be just off the bat?
Oh man, I don't know. There's a song on there that's going to be pretty in the first half of the record, pretty up front, called Hemisphere. So, and I just like the concept of that song, which is just kind of don't wait, go get what you need, what you want to do, mm-hmm. Go for it. Don't wait for it to come to you. And so I like the concept of that, and that's kind of the guiding principle of the whole project, both on the business side and the music side. If that's the kind of the concept. So maybe Hemisphere? I don't know. We haven't made that decision yet.
That's a nice name for a title. Now going back to the performance, what's one of the largest crowds you ever played in front of, and how did it make you feel?
Well, I played 2 sold-out shows in Chicago, opening for Sister Hazel at the House of Blues.
Oh, wow.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was winter 2000. 12, 13, I don't know. A couple years ago. And yeah, it was just amazing. And it just, to have, especially when you go in and when you're opening for somebody who has a really dedicated fan base, sometimes it's a hard sell. Like, they're there to see their band that they love and they go see every year.
Right.
And to come in there and like expect to get some love from them, you gotta work for it. And especially by the second show of that run, it was, I was getting a lot of crowd love back, and it was amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to get back to that, to get myself up to that level.
Yeah. That's big. So what makes you stand out from all the rest of the artists that's out here that's trying to make it in the industry?
I think the kind of the genre of music that I make is a little bit different. As we've been working on this new record especially, I've not heard a lot of stuff that combines the things we're combining and kind of, marks out the same territory that we've got. Because I've got kind of one foot in like indie folk, not like kind of Seattle, like like the giant beard kind of thing, and then I got this other foot in kind of your top 40, like John Mayer, Ed Sheeran, Jason Mraz kind of world, and then we've added this third thing to it, which is this kind of great big British rock sound, kind of like a Coldplay or 1975, kind of just like wide and open kind of thing. And we put all those three things together. I don't know, what we've come up with just sounds really unique, and I can't wait for people to hear it.
Yeah. So what's something that, I know everybody has things that fans don't know about them. What's something that your fans don't know about you?
I never grew up, and I, to this day, maintain an unhealthy obsession with Legos.
Really? So you have a Lego collection, as you say?
Yeah, I brought it back to the house from my parents' house last year. I was just sitting in the closet of my parents' house, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take these home.
Right.
And now it's just a wreck.
Really?
And there's just, there's like stuff built everywhere. Yeah.
So how many Legos you say you probably have as of right now? If you had to put them in crates or containers or something, how many will fill up?
Well, when it's clean in the house, we've got a big couch, and underneath the couch is where all the containers go. So a couch is worth.
Wow, that's a lot of Legos.
That's a lot, man.
So is there anything else besides Legos that you like to do? You know what I mean?
Man, I make, music is really all-consuming. I really like having an external creative outlet. So before I brought all the Legos back from home, I was always drawing or doing like graphic design stuff on the computer. And so I think for me, it's always really good to have a second creative outlet where where there's no pressure.
Right.
So if I'm trying to write a song and it's just, I'm like up against the wall and like painting myself in a corner, stuck, I go do this other thing for a little while, and it gets all that kind of angst out, but the creative process is still happening, and then I can go back and keep working.
Okay.
So I think that when I brought all those Legos back, it kind of replaced a couple of my other, just kind of for fun creative things that end up really helping in the process.
I know a lot of artists have a lot of like rituals that they do when they go in the studio. What's some of the things that you do to get you prepared to go into the booth and write a song, or what is the things that you need?
Man, I'd need the one thing that I really love, and it's this immediate feedback. So my producer is named Lawson White, and he's a great musician. And but he'll be like on the other side of the glass, and if I do something great, I open my eyes and he's like behind the glass, just like, and just having that immediate feedback, it just like feeds in, you know. Because I've definitely been in the sessions where the guy's just like, cool, do another one, okay, and like having him like really invested in it. That's what I've been needing, I think, to like really get a good take, is to just have a little, not too much of an audience, but a little bit of an audience that's really paying attention.
So is it like really, really serious in there, or is it just like a fun type of atmosphere?
It depends how much work we got to do. It depends if we have any due dates.
Right.
No, it's generally pretty fun. Yeah, and it's usually just the two of us. We've had like interns and engineers from time to time helping out, but we really like get into it when it's just the two of us, and that's when we come up with the best stuff.
Okay. So speaking of the record label, what is the name of the record label? And
yeah, well, I was gonna say it's an imprint of a existing publishing company, and they're making an imprint, which is this record label, and there is debate. So it's gonna come down until we are like putting the metadata in the song. It's be like, all right, what are we gonna call this?
Right. So pretty much you're gonna be one of the A&Rs there, right? Or no?
Yeah, and that's kind of the long-term goal. We're gonna do my project, and then hopefully be in a position where I can buy in a little bit more of the label, so that I can then help run it.
So it's all independent as of right now, right?
Right. But we're actually really close on. We've got meetings next week for distribution and stuff. So like all the boxes are getting ticked. It's just taking a little while to put it all together.
Right. So speaking of independent and whatnot, would you have signed that major deal, or would you would have still went the road that you are going on right now to like put in the work?
Man, that's something I've gone back and forth on a lot, and I always eventually come down on the side of doing it as independently as possible. Mm-hmm. So, music business is kind of, you strike when the iron's hot. Like, if something is starting to go viral, if something is really catching on, then you got to go with it right then. And so what we've been doing, building the structure of this label, is that, if we can, when this first song comes out, if it does start to catch fire, we want to be in a place where we can take advantage of it ourselves. Mm-hmm. But if it catches fire before we've got all the infrastructure set up, then yeah, we'll go sign a deal with somebody. Like, it's just because you got to make it happen when it's happening. So if you're not set up for it, then sure, go. You got to.
Okay. So is there any videos to the song that you are about to put out, or
not yet? Not yet. That'll be the next step.
I can't wait to hear you play. But I always ask this one question. Is if you had one person dead or alive to really sit down and pick their brain, who would it be and why?
Oh man. For me, it would come down to Jeff Buckley and Jimi Hendrix. And I think Hendrix would win because he's always credited as this like guitar god. But from a songwriter perspective, if you listen to the chords in his song and the chord movement and movement in and out of keys, and the way he fits a melody into that is just, it's the best ever. So I think I'd get him to show me a couple things.
Right. I am DJ Radio Raheem. Coming up next is Russel Howard going to play live right here in the Edge Lounge. So stay tuned.
Hi, this is Russel Howard, U.S. I am here in the Edge on Air Lounge to play some songs for you. This first one is called Hemisphere, and I actually wrote this a little bit north of here last summer in Wisconsin. It's about not waiting on anything, just going and getting it. It goes like this. Can you see by the early light a destiny for the quiet types? And there's a symphony on the horizon line that's beckoning past the border signs. Finger on the map, starting here, we'll draw a line across the hemisphere. 'Cause I can't wait, no, I can't wait anymore on the world. I'm the next knock at your door, so be ready. Can you see yourself under another sky? Another roof line towering every night. It's a life in motion, not left behind. We weave ourselves between the dotted lines, the dotted lines. Finger on the air, we'll follow our voices out of town, scattered and blown. Oh, 'cause I can't wait, no, I can't wait anymore on the world. I'm the next knock at your door, so be ready, ready, ready. Whoa. She took my heart to a city that I never seen, left me waiting for something that could never be. Oh, could it help but start to think there's something more for me? There's something more for me. There's something more. I can't wait anymore. I can't wait. Oh, more. By the early light, a victory for the quiet times. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. So that's called Hemisphere. I'm going to play another one. I'm working on a new record, and we are... there are a couple older songs that we're recutting because they've always kind of had the right vibe and the right, like, just essence to them. But maybe they weren't as well executed in the past. And this is one of those. It's called Morning. It goes like this. sunlight falls across the bed. The floating dust catches. You lift up your head and see. For the first time with new eyes, the morning deepens. You stretch out your hands from tiptoe to headboard. You are queen in this land. You wake for the first time to daylight. And if there's ever any question in your mind, close your eyes and find me lying by your side, listening to your heartbeat in the morning light we shared. The daylight wanders, the afternoon draws near, but there's nothing worth discovering beyond the two of us here. We lie awake for the time in one life. And if there's ever any question in your mind, close your eyes and find me lying by your side. Just listen to my heartbeat in the morning light we share. And if there's ever anybody in your life that makes it seem the morning is never quite as bright, just open up your heart, darling, toss me out a line. I'll be there quick as lightning to get you through the night. And if there's ever any question in your mind, close your eyes and listen. I'm lying by your side, adding up the heartbeats in the morning light we share. Thank you very much. Hope you guys are enjoying out there in internet land. All right, I'm gonna play one more for you. This one is called "Believe Her," and it's gonna be the first single off of this upcoming record. I'm gonna fix my hat because I can see myself in the monitor. All right. Yeah, this one's called Believe Her. It's going to be the first single on the record. And thank you guys so much for listening. My name is Russel Howard, U.S. You can find me at Russel Howard, U.S. across the internet. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy. So you got something for nothing. Well, something is coming, and we should know better, but we are no better than the least of us. Ashamed of the nays, we just hang on the maybes as if they could save us. When you see her, you can't help but believe her. She makes it easier when she looks you in the eyes. When you see her, you can't help but believe her. It makes it easier when she tells you this is not goodbye, not goodbye. Fall into pieces is honest at least, and eventually ceases. But holding on tightly, we're fighting a fight we never can win. No faults we're admitting, but this fence that we're sitting is finally not enough. When you see her, you can't help but believe her. She makes it easier when she looks you in the eyes. When you see her, you can't help but believe her. It makes it easier when she tells you this is not goodbye, not goodbye. See her, tell her I still believe her. Never made it any easier. Never made it any easier. When you see her, don't you dare believe her. Never made it any easier. Never made it any when you see her, when you see her, when you see her. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for having me, The Edge on Air. I'll see you again soon. Adios.